I'm really excited today to be speaking to one of our Lead the Change graduates, Marion Ellis. Now, Marion is a chartered surveyor. Indeed, she's on the governing council of the Royal Institute of Chartered Surveyors, and she's managing director of Blue Box Partners, as well as a mum of two little kids doing the lockdown thing right now. So, Marion, thank you so much for joining us today. It's great to have you.
Yeah, great to be here.
So take us back to where you were before starting with One of Many. You know, what was going on for you in life and why did you come and join the community at that stage?
So back then I had no idea about sorceress or anything like that. I wasn't on what I would then have called the woo-woo scale. You know, anybody who looked like a hippie, I wouldn't have gone near. And at that time, my daughter was about 15 months, I think, my second child. I was having a horrendous time on my second return to maternity leave from work. They moved my job to Manchester, which is another part of the country. I was commuting 3 days a week with a breast pump on my back, like a Ghostbusters backpack. Martyr and Superwoman were just all I knew, but yeah, I didn't know at the same time. And I came across One of Many through Sarah Ryan, who's also in the community and lives in my local town and local NCT group. And she had liked something on, I think it was Facebook or LinkedIn, and it was your Be Fruitful.
Yes.
And I'd liked it, and she a while ago, and then she had put on a post and think, oh, you're doing it as well, that's great. And so I quickly bought it because I thought, well, she thinks I'm doing it, so I must, and I had to. So at the time, I knew nothing about the One Woman Conference, about your whole community. I just had this Be Fruitful program. And at the end of it, you said something, I felt like you looked me in the eye and said something like, you know, what are you going to do with your life? And I just went, holy shit, she can see me. And the next thing that then happened, rather unfortunately, is my dad had died. Now, he died when I was on maternity leave. We'd been estranged for many years, drink problems and things. And I came into an inheritance and that I wasn't expecting. And I had this money that I didn't have, you know, it was a lot of money for us at the time. And I just thought I need to make my life better, you know, and to sort of solve some of the challenges I'd had while I was sort of growing up. And I thought nothing of it and just signed up to Lead the Change. I have never made a rash decision in my life. I'm a chartered surveyor. I work in risk, you know, but it never felt like a risky thing to do. And I just did it. And then had a wobble and panicked about it, etc. But it's been a real life changer for me, I have to say.
Oh, fantastic. So tell us, what are the things that have changed for you in your life? What have been those key transformations that getting in touch with the One of Many tools at a deeper embodied level has had?
I think I just have a better understanding of myself. You know, I felt like most of my life I've been in my head. I haven't really had mentors or people I could talk to. I'd never had any kind of coaching. I had some counselling, sort of, you know, between my two children, but I'd never really had anything like that, not even personal development at work. And once I started to absorb some of that, I just had this need for more and this unraveling. That meant that I had a different language, a different narrative to understand how I got where I am in the world, the relationships that I have or didn't have and why. And it just felt like some kind of jigsaw puzzle starting to come into place for me.
Fantastic. So how I remember sort of watching you over your first and second year really through the journey with the tools. What sorts of, you know, achievements or results kind of made themselves available to you as a result of that inner work that you were doing?
You know, I had some great breakthroughs at Be Love. It was all about, you know what, I've got everything I need. What am I worried about? Be Fulfilled was great because I realised I do what I do. I just happen to do it in the residential surveying property industry. Some real breakthroughs there with talent dynamics.
Yeah.
And that gave me a real career boost. And I went from just being a manager to a board director of a national PLC company. I sort of jumped up the ladders and I felt confident with it.
That's extraordinary.
Yeah, it was. And I thought, that's great, I can deal with this, I'm on the path. And then I hit sexism like you wouldn't believe, that I'd never dealt with in my career. But because I had all of the tools, the network, the ladies in the change forum just literally picked me up, told me what to say, when I really couldn't deal with anything. And that, for me, that was the strength, that when it went wrong, and I chose to leave, but I did it I remember, felt like I was held by these women to move forward. What then happened, though, was that because I was on garden leave for a few months, is I actually got to do my Lead the Change project. And I toyed with it. I know you don't have to do it. I toyed with it, but I had the time to do it. And so I did a virtual summit for women in surveying. I didn't know anything about Zoom, internet, emails, nothing. And that really kickstarted my career again. And that's when Sorceress came in. So a lady that I knew gave me her consultancy job, which saw me through for a few months. I got to meet lots of different people through the network I'd consciously designed without realizing. And my career just gone strength to strength. I now run a small company. I'm on the global governing council for our ICS, and it just feels like it's the most natural thing for me to do. But if you've asked me that pre-Lead the Change, I'd have been like, whoa. Screw loose, no.
So your career, has gone from strength to strength via a couple of detours to find a more aligned path, clearly. But how about home life? Here we are in one of the greatest challenges that our generation has ever faced, and hopefully will ever face. One would be enough, thanks. How are you noticing your tools, or even if they're just at the unconscious level now, are supporting you through these tough times?
Now we're at home, the difference it's made, I'm more aware of our mental health within the family and how we're feeling, and much more perceptive, which I wouldn't have been before. My children, I said at the start, they're anxious about what's going on in the world. They're too little to understand. And I've taken the decision to not bombard them with too much homework, because actually what's important for them is to make sure that they feel safe and secure. The old me would have said, no, you've got to get those grades. And now I'm feeling much more intuitively into it. And so they're choosing to do homework, and it's a way of working for us. So I guess I'm really tuning into our intuition and noticing what's going on for us as a family.
Oh, that's fantastic, because I know that there's lots of people, wrestling with that struggle at the moment. And I think what you've spoken to there is, and again, it's a theme I'm hearing a lot from our community, from those who are familiar with the tools, is I've got to first me, as long as I'm okay, then I can hold that energetic space for the whole, for the unit, for the family, the organisation, or whomever that is, which I think is so important, isn't it? Is there anything else that springs to mind for you around your journey through the programs, or with any of the tools, little moments that have made a real difference for you?
I started Lead the Change thinking, I'm not, it sounds nuts when I say this now, but I don't have any friends because I'm not a good enough person. Yeah. And actually I have loads of friends. I'm just really choosy who I'm friends with. And now I understand the relationships I have with people and why. But, I've got some great special friends that I would, some people, who look like hippies that I would never have connected with before. And I think that the friendship bit, absolutely. But also I think just what you can learn from people who have such a diverse approach to the way that we live, to, I didn't know many people who work for themselves, SMEs and sole traders. And what I learned from them has helped me navigate from a corporate world to now running, a small business. I learned so much. And when my career progressed, it was because I understood how women work.
That's so beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I think the network is everything, isn't it? You know, it's one thing, there's the tools, there's the lessons, the experiences, the transformation. But at the end of the day, what is the thing that sustains us over time are these beautiful connections and the amazing network that want to be there to be of support. I love it. And Marion, I'm incredibly grateful that you are one of many. Thank you so much for being a part of the tribe.